The South Korean government is investigating BTS and BigHit. BTS was targeted by Korean netizens. The Korean government could revoke BTS's Order of Cultural Merit Awards, armies protesting against HYBE, and more BTS news. In recent weeks, HYBE has found itself at the center of various controversies that have also impacted several of its artists, including BTS. Recently, an old legal case brought back to light accusations of sajigi marketing, a form of illegal marketing. This has led to calls from the public for an investigation into the marketing strategies employed by BTS and other prominent K-pop groups. Fans have come to BTS's defense in light of these accusations. In response to the public outcry, the South Korean government appears to be taking action. The Ministry of Culture, Sports, and Tourism plans to initiate an investigation into the alleged chart manipulation practices, commonly referred to as sajegi, that HYBE is said to have engaged in back in 2017. On May 5th, the ministry announced that it had received a petition which questioned why HYBE had been blackmailed over chart rigging and why the company had settled the matter by paying the blackmailer in 2017. Amidst this turmoil, fans have shown their displeasure towards HYBE for not publicly addressing these allegations. Some Korean fans have even staged protests to urge the company to take decisive action. Recently, there has been significant backlash from netizens regarding media reports that label BTS as victims of misinformation. On May 7th, a widely shared post surfaced online. In this post, the author shared a news article, citing international media that described the allegations against BTS as baseless due to a lack of evidence. This contrasted with Korean media, which had focused more on the accusations. According to the news report, foreign media outlets refrained from covering the rumors because they were unsubstantiated. However, Korean outlets had given the claims more attention, suggesting BTS might be the target of misinformation. The controversy centers around accusations that BigHit Music, part of the HYBE label, was involved in manipulating music charts to favor BTS. These allegations gained more attention when the Korean government called for an investigation following a 2017 court decision. This earlier ruling by the Seoul District Court found evidence supporting claims of chart manipulation. The report has sparked outrage among Korean netizens. Many have expressed their dissatisfaction, rejecting the notion that these serious allegations should be dismissed as mere rumors or misinformation. They cite the 2017 court decision as concrete evidence, asserting that the investigation is fully justified. Critics of the media's portrayal have voiced their concerns vividly online. Some have questioned the appropriateness of labeling the court's findings as rumors, while others have criticized the media for potentially misleading the public. Comments range from skeptics mocking the use of the term rumor to others expressing disappointment and embarrassment over the situation. The long-awaited K-drama, inspired by the fictional universe of BTS, titled Begins Youth, has finally premiered. Several years back, during a press conference, HYBE's founder revealed the company's intentions to create a Korean drama inspired by BTS's unique worldview. Initially scheduled for a 2020 release, the drama's premiere was pushed to November 2023. Bong mentioned that the drama was a collaborative effort with a renowned Korean drama production company, designed to reflect BTS's perspective on the world, with an initial reveal planned for the latter half of 2020. Begins Youth, also known simply as Youth or Blue Sky, is rooted in the BTS universe, which started with The Most Beautiful Moment in Life series, and expanded through various media such as the BTS Universe Story game and Save Me webtoon. The drama depicts the lives of 7 boys as they navigate their school years and personal growth, tackling issues like family obligations, loss, and social rejection. After an unexpected return to Sungjusi, the protagonist Kim Hwan meets 6 boys who initially view him with suspicion due to his father's reputation, leading to conflicts. However, as they spend time together, they form a deep bond, sharing their struggles and supporting each other's healing. Despite the excitement from armies leading up to the release, Begins Youth premiered on the exclusive platform, a departure from more accessible streaming services such as Disney+, Netflix, or Prime Video, where previous BTS-related content was available. Exclusive, utilizing Web 3.0 and blockchain technology, offers episodes for individual purchase rather than a traditional subscription model. The episodes, initially offered with a 25% discount, are now only discounted by 10%. with single episodes priced nearly as high as a monthly subscription to conventional streaming services. The total cost for all episodes is $118. Furthermore, the episodes are only available for purchase until they are sold out, after which they must be bought or rented secondhand. This unique distribution approach has led to significant backlash from fans, with some labeling the show as part of an NFT and MLM scheme. Disappointed with the decision to release the drama on a blockchain platform, some fans have resorted to boycotting the show, while others rely on clips shared on social media. Nevertheless, those who have purchased the episodes have praised the production quality and the actors' performances. Many fans hope that the drama will eventually be available on more mainstream platforms like Netflix, and some have started campaigns urging HYBE to consider this change. The dissatisfaction stems from a desire to see the drama reach its full potential and be accessible to a wider audience, reflecting the fans' appreciation for the effort put forth by the show's creators and actors. A recent video uploaded to the social media accounts of The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon has sparked considerable backlash from fans of BTS. The video shows Jimmy Fallon and Benny Blanco, who produced BTS's track Bad Decisions, enjoying a purple cake adorned with the BTS logo. The post also tags the official handle of the group. Since being posted, it has attracted over 975,000 views and numerous comments, predominantly from ARMYs who voiced their disapproval. The fans criticized the video for leveraging BTS's popularity to increase engagement while lacking any substantial connection to the band. This controversy echoes a previous incident where singer Umi was criticized for addressing ARMYs in a tweet, promoting her tour after collaborating with BTS member V, drawing accusations of inconsistency as Fallon and Blanco seem to evade similar scrutiny. Further discontent arises from the associations of the celebrities featured in the video. Some fans have expressed concerns over Jimmy Fallon's alleged political stances, citing it as problematic, especially considering the global criticism of these views due to ongoing conflicts. Kokawa, an overseas Korean streaming platform, is set to enhance its K-pop offerings, following a new agreement with HYBE Corporation. This collaboration will introduce 18 new shows featuring popular K-pop groups BTS and 17. The initiative is spearheaded by Kokawa's parent company WA and begins this May with a lineup that includes the travel show Nana Tour with 17, the concert series 17 Ode to You in Seoul, and the reality series In the Soup 17, which showcases the band's retreat into the countryside. Additionally, 17 in Carrotland will feature the band engaging with their fan group Carrot alongside live performances. 12 additional programs featuring BTS and other HYBE acts are slated for release later. Koonhee Park, the CEO of Kokawa, expressed enthusiasm about the partnership, noting the platform's commitment to delivering premier Korean entertainment, including extensive K-pop content, to its dedicated global audience. He highlighted the collaboration with HYBE and the addition of new content featuring 17 and BTS as pivotal to enhancing their service offerings. Owned by WA, Kokawa was established through a collaboration involving the Korean streamer WAV, SK Square Americas, and major Korean broadcasters KBS, MBC, and SBS. Launched in 2017, the service primarily targets audiences in the Americas, including the US, Canada, Mexico, and Brazil, as well as the EU, UK, and Oceania. The platform recently expanded its reach and is now accessible on Amazon Prime, Google TV, Rakuten, Roku, Comcast Xfinity, and other providers in various territories. Today, Kokawa boasts a robust collection of over 50,000 hours of Korean dramas, movies, reality shows, and K-pop content available in multiple languages. The platform's music offerings include behind-the-scenes footage, artist-centered dramas, variety shows, and reality TV featuring not only BTS and 17, but also other prominent groups like Blackpink, EXO, NCT, Red Velvet, New Jeans, and aespa. South Korea's decision to probe HYBE, the agency behind BTS, over allegations of chart rigging has ignited a strong response from the band's fans. Fans of BTS have criticized the government's actions, accusing it of disrespecting the group despite its significant cultural and economic impact. They have called for an official apology from the Seoul government. The Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism has stated that the Korea Creative Content Agency will examine a petition suggesting HYBE was coerced into paying a vendor and his accomplices in 2017, who were supposedly aware of the company's unethical business practices. The agency aims to thoroughly investigate the matter and seek clarifications from the music label. Additionally, the government has received another petition that suggests the Order of Cultural Merit, awarded to BTS in 2018 for their role in globalizing K-pop, should be revoked if HYBE is found guilty of malpractice. The initiation of this investigation follows the resurgence of information pertaining to a 2017 court decision where an employee of a company associated with HYBE's promotional efforts was sentenced to a year in jail for extortion. The court acknowledged that the victim had engaged in marketing activities using improper methods, providing a basis for the extortion. HYBE has previously downplayed the court's findings, describing its promotional tactics as standard viral marketing. Since their debut in 2013, BTS has significantly contributed to the soft power of South Korea, reportedly generating over $3.6 billion annually for the national economy. The group also made history as the first South Korean artist to top the US Billboard Hot 100 and Global 200 charts with their Grammy-nominated single Dynamite. In 2022, the members of BTS decided to pause group activities to focus on individual projects and fulfill their mandatory military service. This controversy, however, has left their fans deeply frustrated, prompting them to demand an apology from the government for undermining the group. A passionate supporter expressed on X their disappointment, stating that South Korea's global recognition is largely due to BTS, and the government should apologize to the group. Other fans have vowed to protect the stars from these allegations, criticizing the South Korean government and HYBE for their perceived reliance on BTS. There are also concerns among fans that South Korea is attempting to tarnish BTS's reputation by considering the revocation of their Order of Cultural Merit. In a show of solidarity, last week, fans placed full-page ads in major Korean newspapers to denounce HYBE for not adequately protecting the BTS members and have increased pressure on the company with protest actions. On the morning of May 5th, 30 funeral wreaths appeared on the sidewalk in front of HYBE's main headquarters in Seoul. These wreaths, placed by BTS fans, bore messages criticizing the company's handling of recent controversies involving the idol group. The inscriptions highlighted fans' frustrations, accusing HYBE of using BTS as a shield in corporate disputes and remaining silent on harmful rumors targeting the group. The messages on the wreaths included criticisms of the company's quick defense of its own interests over those of BTS, and warnings against exploiting the group in executive conflicts. The placement of these wreaths started on May 3rd as part of a protest initiated by fans in response to rumors that linked BTS to a cult. Despite HYBE announcing plans to take legal action against these and other malicious rumors, such as accusations of inflating album sales through bulk purchases, progress has been reportedly absent. This lack of action has prompted fans to question the trustworthiness of the agency. A 19-year-old fan, who led the rally, expressed disappointment in HYBE's unclear responses and inaction. The funding for the wreaths was raised through social media by over 600 BTS fans, accumulating approximately $22. This amount covered the costs of the flowers and the hiring of 6 security guards to oversee the safe removal of the wreaths and to prevent any potential conflicts during the protest. This event marks the first time that BTS fans have organized a rally of this nature against HYBE, contrasting with previous methods such as sending protest trucks. The choice of funeral wreaths was explained by the organizer as a symbolic representation of the agency's failure to protect its artists, equating it to the death of the artist's home. The protest is scheduled to continue until May 7th, with possibilities of further actions if HYBE remains inactive. The rally was triggered by a dispute between HYBE and Min Hee-jin, CEO of Adore, which brought to light allegations of HYBE's association with certain controversial groups. Fans believe that the agency's failure to adequately address these allegations has contributed to the spread of rumors that negatively impact BTS. On May 2nd, Commissioner Lee Ki-shik of the Military Manpower Administration expressed his views regarding the special military service exemptions for individuals in sports and the arts, following observations of BTS members' military activities. In a significant development, all BTS members adhered to South Korean military laws. The question of whether BTS should be granted a special military exemption had previously sparked extensive debate among Korean citizens. Despite this, the members of BTS had repeatedly affirmed their commitment to fulfill their national duties. In a conversation with Yonhap News, Commissioner Lee mentioned that the military performances of the group have positively impacted his outlook on the fairness of their military conscription. Furthermore, the South Korean government is reportedly assembling a task force in 2024. This group, comprising the Ministry of National Defense, the Military Manpower Administration, and the Ministry of Culture, Sports, and Tourism, aims to evaluate and potentially reform the military service exemption system. Commissioner Lee hinted that the exemption requirement for internationally recognized athletes and artists might be reconsidered, although no decisions have been confirmed. Any changes would be heavily influenced by public opinion and the principle of fairness in fulfilling military obligations. Commissioner Lee also highlighted the ongoing military service of BTS members, who have been involved in special military police duties or as boot camp assistants, while their music continues to perform well on international charts. He suggested that the group's popularity could surge once all members are discharged and they potentially reunite as a complete group. Jin was the first BTS member to start his military service on December 12, 2022, followed by J-Hope and Suga in 2023. Jin is expected to be discharged before the group's 11th debut anniversary on June 12, with J-Hope following in October of the same year. The rest of the members are slated for discharge in 2025, heightening fan anticipation for their return. RM is poised to digitally release his second solo album titled Right Place, Wrong Person on May 24th. Prior to the album's release, a pre-release track called Come Back to Me is set to drop on May 10th. In line with the promotional activities, RM has been unveiling new concept photos, with the latest batches released on April 30th and May 2nd. The concept photos have been captured by photographers Takahiro Mizushima and Wing Xia, with Mizushima handling the second series. Mizushima, in a conversation with JTBC News on May 3rd, shared his initial apprehensions about the shoot. He admitted to feeling nervous and pondered extensively on how to authentically portray RM. However, he mentioned that his nervousness dissipated instantly when he met RM, who approached him with kindness and familiarity, making him feel like a friend. This interaction inspired Mizushima to capture RM in a natural and friendly manner, emphasizing the genuine emotion of the BTS leader. Mizushima chose his native village as the backdrop for the shoot, believing that the familiar environment would help convey RM's true expressions more effectively. The released concept photos reveal RM in various everyday scenarios, such as sleeping on the ground and walking alone through the streets of Tokyo, Japan, where the photos were taken. These images project a sense of liberation and everyday normalcy, diverging from RM's often glamorous stage persona. One standout photo shows RM standing on the shore, smiling broadly as the waves gently lap at his feet. Another captures him on a swing in a park at night, highlighting his carefree demeanor. These visuals align with the theme of Right Place, Wrong Person, which reflects themes of alienation and the feeling of being out of place, as detailed in an album announcement post on Weverse on April 26th. The upcoming album, Right Place, Wrong Person, features 11 tracks that RM has written, showcasing his depth as a songwriter and his ability to craft music across diverse, unconventional genres. This album marks another significant step in RM's journey as a solo artist, building on his established reputation within the global music scene. On Thursday, May 2nd, the entertainment landscape buzzed with news of HYBE's financial downturn, attributed largely to the absence of BTS, its premier act. Reports highlighted a stark 72.6% drop in HYBE's operating profits for the first quarter of 2024, with figures settling at $10.4 million, below the forecast by Yonhap Infomax. HYBE linked the sharp decline to both the ongoing military enlistment of BTS members and the financial strains from launching new music groups. This resulted in net income plummeting by 87.4%, alongside a 12.1% dip in revenue year over year, totaling $264 million. Despite these setbacks, HYBE pointed to the successful album launches of TWS and ILIT, whose sales collectively surpassed 500,000 copies, as mitigating factors that cushion the financial blow. HYBE's earnings report further detailed a 7.5% decrease in revenue from recorded music, live performances, advertisements, and artist appearances, totaling $163.27 million. The indirect artist involvement sector, including content, merchandise, licensing, and the Weverse fan platform, saw an 18.3% year-over-year decline to $108.31 million. However, the variety show Nana Tour with 17 and the Tomorrow by Together TXT Tour helped stabilize these figures. The individual digital releases by BTS members during their military service have bolstered HYBE's first quarter, with notable releases including V's single Fry Endes and J-Hope's album and docuseries Hope in the Street. Additionally, RM's upcoming second solo album, Right Place, Wrong Person, is expected to further contribute to the company's financial standing. Despite these initiatives, HYBE's operating profit for the first quarter dramatically fell to $10.79 million, marking a 72.6% year-over-year decline. BigHit Music emerged as the largest contributor to HYBE's earnings with a robust net profit of over $102 million. Concert income for the quarter also saw a significant increase of 74.5% from the previous year, totaling $33.1 million. However, the financial forecast was clouded by ongoing corporate disputes, notably HYBE's conflict with Ador's CEO, Min Hee-jin, which has adversely affected the company's share prices, leading to a substantial loss. Additionally, monthly active users, MAUs, on HYBE's Waverse platform declined from a peak in Q3 2023 during Jungkook's active engagement to 9.2 million in the first quarter of 2024. Looking forward, HYBE anticipates a rebound in its financial performance, projecting over a 30% increase in album releases in 2024. This optimism is buoyed by the return of BTS members from military service, including Jin's expected solo album release following his discharge in June 2024, and J-Hope's return set for October 2024. These returns are poised to potentially elevate HYBE's operational profits, revenue, and net income starting from the third quarter of 2024.